Hey guys, welcome to Goal 1.1. If you are taking notes, go ahead and add 1.1 notes to your table of contents. Goal 1.1 is here's the grading scale for this. This is going to be all about describing synthetic materials, how they come from natural resources, and how they impact society. So on the scale here, your goal, what you want to do is in that A column, I can describe how synthetic materials come from natural resources and how they impact societies. That's what we're shooting for here. So let's talk about what natural resources are. Natural resources, any material that occurs in nature and can be used by humans. So natural resources are things like fruit that grows on trees, made by nature. Oil found in the ground, also made by nature. Synthetics are sort of the opposite of natural resources. So synthetic materials are things that are made by humans using natural resources. So anything made out of plastic ultimately comes from a natural resource, oil in that case, but it's something that we've made using the natural resources. Shoes, great example there. You have the sole that's rubber. You have fabric or whatever material the shoe is made out of that is ultimately derived from natural resources, but it's considered synthetic since we made it. Another good example, any electronics really, like an iPhone, made out of plastic, glass, different metals, and these are all things that, again, come from natural resources but aren't natural themselves. So resources we can describe as renewable or non-renewable. A renewable resource is one that can be replenished as quickly as it is used, and a non-renewable resource is the opposite. It's something that cannot be replenished quickly enough. Sometimes a non-renewable resource is something that cannot be replenished at all. So the reason that we're doing this is to kind of take a look at the life cycle of stuff. So if you think about stuff in general, it starts with getting the natural resources to make whatever you are making. So materials extraction. Those natural resources go to a manufacturing plant, which then get where items are created. We distribute them to stores. Items get used by consumers, and then that end of life management is really what we're going to focus on throughout this unit. Is what happens to stuff when we're done with it. So the idea of sustainability is avoiding the depletion of natural resources. So using renewable resources that can be replenished as quickly as we are using them. So hoping to sort of avoid landfills as an end-of-life management. So let's just take, for example, the life cycle of an iPhone. iPhones come from, like any other synthetic material, natural resources. So we acquire the natural resources. In this case, just take, for instance, the metals that are used in the phone. Most of them are mined for in different countries, different places in the world, Africa, Asia, and South America, namely for these particular metals. Second thing, resources are sent to the manufacturing plant. iPhones are made in China, so we get these metals from all over the world. We send them to China, where they manufacture them and turn them into an iPhone. The finished products are shipped to the US, and then that's where we buy them and we use the phones. What do you do when you're done with a phone? Two things usually. Either you throw it away, so it ends up in a landfill, or you recycle the phone. You can give it back to the store, they refurbish it, and they give it to somebody else. Ultimately, every iPhone is going to end up probably most likely in a landfill. Now, what's the problem with that? There's quite a few problems that are involved in putting things in landfills, and we'll save that discussion for class time.